Hey beautiful souls, it's Nicole and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. So let's talk about control and what it really is, how it shows up, and why we often don't recognize it as abuse. Because here's the truth, control doesn't always look aggressive. It really doesn't. It doesn't always sound like shouting or threats. Sometimes control wears a mask. And it shows up as fake concern, constant check-ins, jealousy that's labeled as love, or guilt that's used to keep you small. Control is when your choices aren't your own. When you start questioning whether it's easier to agree than to deal with the consequences of saying no. That is the first red flag. When you stop doing things you love to avoid an argument. And there's your other red flag. When someone says, I'm just trying to protect you, but really they're just making sure you don't step outside the space they created for you. I lived it. It wasn't always obvious. It was slow and subtle. Like a net tightening around my life. Until one day I realized I was asking permission for everything. I wasn't allowed to be my full self anymore. I couldn't be me. In I See You, my book, I write about the different phases of control, emotional, verbal, psychological, even the financial. Because control isn't just about actions, it's about power. It's about creating dependency and calling it love. But love doesn't clip your wings. Love doesn't punish you for having a voice. Love doesn't need to own you. If anything I've said is landing for you and you resonate with this, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not imagining it. It's not your job to manage someone else's need for power. It really isn't. Because control only works when we forget who we are. And I'm here to help you remember. I see you, and I've got you. I've always, Nicole.